Hi all, welcome to another reading or tarot reading of this month. And this month let us look at how you are approaching your finances. We will look at how you are approaching it on a mental level, emotional level, and also on the level of action, and what could be possibly hidden from you that you aren't noticing yet, like it's still there and you're not acknowledging it, and what could be probably blocking you currently from getting where you need to go in your financial plans. And also let us get advice cards for each of the piles. Today we have three piles. Pile number 1, fluorite. Pile number 2, rose quartz. Pile number 3, amethyst. So take your time and choose while I shuffle. And for the timestamps, you can look below and you will find the timestamps. And I think the chapters should be automatically divided. You can just jump to your chapter if you are not interested in looking at me shuffling the cards. And also keep in mind that these are general messages, and it's many people watch these readings, so there could be messages which will resonate with you and there could be messages which won't. So take what resonates and leave the rest out. Thank you again for coming back and giving me your support. I genuinely, deeply appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Oh, the cards are jumping up. Lots of energy here, huh? One last time for the collective, for the highest healing and highest good of the collective. For the highest healing and highest good of the collective regarding their finances, how they are approaching it mentally, emotionally, and on action level, what could be possibly hidden from them. And any obstacles that they have to be aware of. Okay, so I hope you have chosen your pillar, and let's jump into the readings. You can either choose to view one or view multiple. Let's start with the fluorite. Fluorite is usually it's regarding healing and transforming negative energies when you meditate on it. So if you are drawn to the fluorite, it's just saying that there is something which you've been not letting come to your notice on your mental or emotional or subconscious level, and this could be causing a lot of frustration and a lot of negative thinking in you. So if you can use a fluorite crystal and meditate upon it, just having a crystal really does not boost that much. You'll have to keep it with you for like a couple of weeks for it to get attuned to your energy, and then you have to hold it in your hand and meditate with it for some time, so that you can actually channelize the energy of the crystal into your energy field. So that's a little bit of a process which I just explained to you. Having crystals is always nice because they're so soothing and pleasant to look at. But having said that, let's jump into the reading. And these are the advice cards which I'm just going to get first and then read them in the last as advice. Just want advice for pile number 1 regarding their finances, for their overall financial situation. I think I should go with this. I hope you can see that it says positive outlook, and this deck is Whispers of Lord Ganesha. The artwork is so beautiful in this deck. I hope you can see that. Yeah. And let's get another advice card from Sai Baba Oracle for pile 1. I just feel like taking this. I hope you can see this card. It says Dhuni. Dhuni is a fire, a sacred fire which is lit, and it keeps burning 24/7, and it is said to burn up all the negative energies and negative karmas of people. So let's get to the description a little later. Now let's jump in to the tarot. So let me draw 3 cards for pile 1 on how the pile 1 is approaching their financial situation on an emotional, mental, and on a level of action. Oops. Okay. This is on an emotional level. How is okay. This is on a mental level, and let's get one more on a level of action. How is pile 1 handling their finances currently? Okay. So right off the bat, this is a very big energy, like big transformations and really big life-changing experiences that you might be facing regarding your finances. And there could be a lot of emotional, mental, and on the level of action there could be a lot of confusion. I'll get into the details a little bit, but whatever you're going through right now could be an ongoing thing from many years. It could be your life patterns. The way you have been dealing with finances would have been like this from a very, very long time, or it's just that you have embarked on this phase where it's really it feels like a life changing experiences that you are going through regarding your finances. So on a mental level, here the card says that you have in the past, so in the past you might have actually taken a step back, observed a lot of your patterns, and you would have literally sat down with your thoughts and emotions for a long time, and you would have sensed that where you would have gone wrong and what you need to do next and all that. You might have considered a lot of things. There might not have been any action or even feeling. We are talking about the emotional aspect here. So on a feeling level also, you might have become very practical in the past, and you would have gathered a lot of information regarding how your finances are working in general. So that information has given you some sort of a newfound awareness. Now with that newfound awareness, you are ready to go further and do something about it. On an emotional level, you feel ready that yes, I have been through all of these ordeals, and I've seen a lot of things and observed a lot of things about my spending patterns, how I earn, and how I general attitude towards money, how I have those attitudes toward how I built those attitudes to begin with. All these things you might have actually considered in your past, and you might have gathered a lot of knowledge and wisdom in that time. And it might not be a few months or a few weeks. It could be that you have been working on your improving your financial front, or your outlook in general about your financial front, the way you feel about money from a very long time. And now I think you are ready with your insights. Now you are ready to actually bring your insights into your level of action. Okay, so on a mental level, in the past you might have felt like um, yeah, there was just no getting out. This situation might have been extremely frustrating for you. There could have been a lot of you might have gone through some business deal which you were cheated on, or probably some things were promised to you, they never came, and the money that you thought it would come didn't come, but you put in a lot of work, and there was a lot of mental anguish and frustration in general, and also a lot of restriction. Okay, and also your mental attitude towards money could have been very negative to begin with. Like, you might have had a lot of money at a certain point in time, but you might have not respected it enough, or you might not have taken care of it, and then you had to see a decline in whatever you had. And I'm also seeing that there you could have faced a lot of restrictions when it came to your financial situation on a mental level. Like, you wanted to do some certain things, you wanted to spend on probably improving your business, or investing in something which will give you returns. And also, when I'm saying investing, I'm also getting that probably some investments restricted the liquid amount you had in your hands to spend on the things that you actually needed. Like, your money was could have been distributed in many different places, and when it came to actually utilizing that money, it could have been extremely restrictive, because you had the money but you did not have it at the same time. You could have put that money in a land, buying lands, or investing in stocks and mutual funds, and investing some in business, and that money would have been distributed in many different places. Like, you might have thought they're all good deals, but maybe in the past you saw that they were only restricting you from doing the things that actually bring you more financial abundance. And now probably you're seeing your own patterns, and that is where this enlightenment is coming from. This is where you have been seeing and observing your patterns, and coming to conclusions about what works and what does not work for you. Like, you have deep insights right now, and you are getting, and these insights are helping you form better mental attitudes towards the money that you have, and how you have to go about it in the future. Okay, so on a mental and emotional level, you're sort of on a you might have been extremely frustrated and very restricted in the past, and also you might have been cheated, as I told you, or in the past you could have cheated some people. Let's the you know there have to retain money, you might have done some false marketing, say, or people might have falsely marketed stuff to you. uh, we do a lot of things in life, and and I'm saying this with no judgment towards why we do what we do, because it's all about survival. And I'm not saying that wrong actions are justified, but as long as you realize, that is what is most important. The realizations on an emotional level that you have right now, whether you were cheated or you have cheated, or whatever went wrong in the financial front, is now sort of clear to you. Like, you know what works and what does not work for you any longer. And now that you are clear, you want to go ahead and take action. And since you want to act on the things that will bring you financial abundance, there could be a lot of fear of the unknown. Okay, and this fear is not just a light fear. It is because, one, you might have all you all may know about something called once bitten twice shy. So in the past you have been hurt in the financial situation, probably a lot, because all these cards speak about major things. None of these cards speak anything small. It's like life changing experiences, major hits, whether it's for the good or for the bad. It has been a very a huge experience, and I don't get a sense of very positive experience from here, like there have been huge hits, you have taken a lot of hits, and that could be blocking you from going ahead and doing the things that you want to do. And the fear is like, you might be charged, you might feel free, but when it comes to acting on what you have planned from your experience, is sort of uh, it's sort of putting brakes on what you want, what you have to do. Okay. And this is sort of stopping you from acting on what you need to act on. So let's get to the next question, which is there something that you aren't noticing yet regarding your finances? What is pile number 1 not noticing about their finances yet? Okay, again, this is a major arcana. Pile number 1, what's going on? It's like there is major upon major upon major cards, and all of them are speaking of some tough lessons, like tough love. And this reading is also feeling like tough love. Like, as I told you, whether if you were cheated in your finances, this is a time where you will find answers, and you will find clarity, and also you will get what you deserve based on your previous action. That is called karma, and that is judgment. Here everybody is waiting to be judged by a higher force, and this judgment comes from, not from the people, but from the God or the higher power. The universe is delivering this judgment, like you deserve this, and so you're getting this, and you deserve that, so you're getting that. And when we see this card, it's always advised by the cards to own up to anything that we have done, whether it's good or bad. Take responsibility. As soon as you own the responsibility, all the stress, all the frustration and everything just goes away, and just surrender to the universe. Just own the responsibility and surrender to the universe. And by doing that, the pressure that you feel from this, the fear that you feel, will automatically abate. Okay. And once you feel that the pressure is loosening up and you're feeling good, you can actually you will be guided to take the next steps. The inner voice, you can hear that, your inner voice, and you can take the guidance from there and go ahead. But as long as you do not own the responsibility, then there is no there will be no shift in how you feel. Okay, the fear will still be crippling. So it's not about having cheated others or anything. So we all make bad decisions, and when we make bad decisions, things go wrong. And instead of blaming the other person or the situation or anything for having the things the way they are right now, if we step back and think of how we have actually landed in this position to begin with, and how we have contributed to this situation, things start to resolve. Because once we recognize our own patterns, as I told you, you might have already, and once we recognize our own patterns, and once we own up to our own mistakes, we become free. And that's what you are mentally right now. Okay, emotionally, mentally, you are there. And on an action level, you are still afraid of the unknown, like what might happen if I do this, what might happen if I do that. But don't fear, there is judgment. Whatever you deserve will come to you. And from the cards, I can sense and I can feel that the cards are telling me that things are going to go well for you, and you will get what you deserve. So if you deserve 100% credit for something, that's going to come. If you deserve some amount of money which is stuck, it's going to come, and things are going to improve for you. Okay, is there anything else that pile number 1 needs to know regarding their finances? I'm just taking this card extra because I think this is a lot of, I won't say heavy energy, but it's like, oh man, you will have choices Okay, like you will have options on the path to choose any path but this will be a difficult choice. Say for example, you're planning to buy a house, and you had saved up some money, and say that money was stuck for a long time. Now you might see that money coming out, and you might instead of the one house that you thought you could buy, probably now you will have two properties, competing properties, which you will get confused on what to buy. Or same with investment, same with business ideas. You might have two brilliant ideas, you might not know which direction to take. And that's what the cards are saying, that even in partnerships, if you are looking for a business partnership to grow your money, or if you're trying to find a good match who will advise you well on how to manage your money, you are going to find that, and things are going to look good for you, because on the partnerships front and on all the options front, you will be like flooded with them, and your problem will be choosing what to do with the choices that you have been given. And let us get to the advice cards right now. For pile number 1, the first card of Ganesha is the positive outlook. The second card is Dhuni. Okay, so what is positive outlook? And this card speaks about there is an element inside us which is called the inner voice, or the higher guidance, higher self, universe, god, goddess, whatever you might want to call that. That voice is always guiding us, and that is giving us good inputs. And once we listen to that voice, and once we develop an attitude to listen to that voice, and have an outlook which is usually positive. And when I say positive outlook, it does not mean that do not acknowledge what is going wrong. Okay, in positive thinking is not about it's all roses and beautiful smells and a beautiful flower garden. No, with the roses have thorns. Okay, you have to acknowledge thorns also, because if you go and grab a rose, thorns will prick you. You have to be aware of the thorns. Positive outlook is about, okay, now this has happened, or probably in the future this can happen. What is my plan B, or what else can I do to improve my outcomes, or how can I do damage control? Okay, or how can I navigate through these things which are seeming tough. So once you start looking like that, we all get problems. Like when you might have also heard about, when life throws you a lemon, make a lemonade. That's positive outlook. You will get what you will get in life, but how you respond to what you're getting is the outlook that you have. So if you fall down and say that, oh, I fell down, I cannot get up, you will not go places. Like you will be sitting there, and a few people who might wait with you will wait with you for some time, and they will also leave eventually. Okay, so yeah, I'm not talking about physically falling down here, like emotionally and mentally, and on a spiritual level. If you are lagging, you might find company there for some time, and people eventually grow out of that. You might again say you might again find fresh company. Again, those people also move out eventually. No one will be stuck in a place where they will not find growth. So that is the positive outlook. You have to look at the things that you can do, or you have to look at the ways you can change your approach towards what has happened, so that you can move forward and benefit from it. And I think that is where you are at emotionally right now. You are doing that, and a pat on you for doing that, because that's going to help you a great deal. And the next advice that you are getting is Dhuni, and the message says, burn all your worries, fears, anger, hurt, jealousy and diseases in my Dhuni. So if you are really worried about picking a path, making a choice, now that you have great clarity, and you feel unchained, now that you have many choices, or probably a couple of choices, you might be fearful to take a path. So the universe is saying, have a positive outlook, trust the process, surrender to the universe, surrender your worries, stress, and all the negativity, worries, fear, anger, anything that is bothering you currently, just surrender that to the universe. Okay, let it burn. Or probably you can also do this: write down all your fears, all that is stopping you from taking that leap of faith in making the decision. Write it down and burn it, and think that your fears and your insecurities are going away. Okay, that way you will be able to make a sound decision. And also you can, from this card, okay, from this card I get that you can talk to a trusted person. There should be somebody in your circle with whom you can talk to make a sound financial decision and sound decisions regarding whatever you want to do. And also I want to tell you that do not go big. Okay, start something with something small, see the results, and then go in big. And if it's a big deal, then sit with somebody who can help you, which I think you will get. Brainstorming with somebody who can help you. This card, from this card I'm getting that you will find somebody with whom you can talk to regarding your financial fears and struggles. And once you do that, you can move forward and things will go well for you, as long as you have a positive attitude towards things. And also surrender to the universe, surrender to a higher power, make a sound decision, go with what your inner calling says, go with what your experience says. Okay, and there is an inner voice which can guide you. From this card you can see that guidance is going to help you a lot. So for pile number 1 I can say that it's all major energies. And as you saw that I shuffled the cards and I picked the cards which sort of popped out while I was shuffling, and there was no way that I could get only majors for you guys. This is a really big deal. You are probably going to make a huge financial decision, and if it is a very huge financial decision, I cannot stress enough for you to get the right kind of support and advice from professionals. Okay, and get the right kind of financial advice that you need, and you will be on a path to success. And I wish you all the best. And if you like the reading, and if this resonated with you, please give a thumbs up and share the reading if you think it's helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Now let's go to pile number 2, rose quartz. So rose quartz is all about your love and how you communicate your love with yourself and with other people. So with this pillar I get that think about how you talk to yourself and how you talk to other people regarding the truths that you infer of them. How is your speech, how the choice of your words and the tone of your voice and everything. And with this I get that it's more about self-love, like how you talk to yourself. And especially since we are doing a financial reading, how do you talk to yourself when it comes to your money? So this could be how you talk to yourself regarding the money to yourself could dictate a lot of decisions that you make in life. And also when it comes to major financial decisions, nothing can replace qualified professionals advice. Okay, just use this as use these readings as sort of insights if it helps you in certain way. And always brainstorm with people who can actually guide you properly regarding your financial decisions. And having said that, let's start for the highest healing and highest good of pile number 2. Advice. We are just picking advice cards first, and then we will pick the tarot cards. First we are going to pick the advice cards. So advice on the, this is too much, I just want one card. On the financial situation for pile number 2. I hope you can see that. The card says courage. One more card for pile number 2 as advice on their financial situation. The energy is popping the cards out. Okay, let's go with this. This card says repetition in life. And now let's start with the tarot reading for pile number 2. I'll just plug my computer. So pile number 2. How are you approaching your finances on a mental, emotional, and on a level of action? How are you approaching your finances on a mental, emotional, and a level of action? Too many cards. A lot of energy with this pile. Like you want to jump in and act on certain things that you have been thinking of. That's what I feel when I'm shuffling this deck. Like you can't wait to start something or to end something or to manage something. You want to do something. Oops. Okay. On an emotional level was that card. On a mental level, okay. And on a level of action, how is pile number 2 approaching their finances? Okay. So pile number 2. There is a lot of restlessness, and I told you while I was shuffling. And right now, the cards are also showing the same thing. Do you feel as if you have run out of options when it comes to your financial situation, and you might feel that you need to do something? Okay, you have to jump and act on something, and that action might not be directed in the way that is going to be helpful to you, and you know that inside, and there is a lot of internal conflict when it comes to acting on what that you're planning. Okay, when it comes to finances, probably you were thinking that you might have one or more options, and in the past you might have on an emotional level felt that, okay, if not this will work out. If not plan A, then there I have plan B. Oh, I feel like this is good. It's confusing, but still I have something. If this does not work out, if plan A does not work out, I have plan B. Okay, it could be regarding your savings, it could be regarding a business deal, it could be regarding anything that has to do with your finances. Okay, and right now I feel that the options that you may have, you might feel that they have like run out or running out, and like you thought you had an apple and an orange before, now you don't have anything, like your hands are empty, or that's how you feel it is. Okay, And on a mental level, it's like you want to charge forth, like you are pretty passionate, but your passions might not be directed in the right way. Okay, you might have some really great ideas. Okay, but how practical are they? And even even when I'm trying to talk, I'm sort of getting lost. um I'm getting this very confused energy with this, because there is a lack of direction. Okay, this is what I was looking at. There is a lack of direction in general. Like, you are here 5 minutes, you are there next 5 minutes, then you want to go back in another 5 minutes, then you want to jump forward 10 years in the next 5 minutes. I'm exaggerating this, but this could be what this could what very well may be happening in your mind right now. Like, you might think that, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, that, and everything else. And there could be this, in general, a very restless energy here, because you do not know how to direct your energy towards your finances. Either you feel like it's going out of control, or it is like you're trying to manage so many things at the same time, so that they don't scatter and they don't fall apart. That you have so many things going on and you are trying to damage control. Probably, I'm not, this could be an extreme. It could be applicable only to one person in the entire pile that is listening to this, but so in the entire collective who is listening to this pile. Sorry, I'm running out of words and I'm not forming proper sentences. I'm really sorry. So, yeah. So, in this, whoever is watching this file, this message could be applicable to only one person. There could be this frenetic energy where you feel like you have to manage 1,000 things at the same time, and you just are exhausted on a mental level, but you still have to keep going. And that is sort of, causing a lot of conflict in the action that you need to do. Like, there is no one particular destination that you are trying to go at. 5 minutes, this looks enticing, the next 5 minutes that looks enticing, and the next 5 minutes something else might look enticing. So in these things, or it just could be that, since I also get that there could be people who's watching this pile, could be in a situation where they're trying to make ends meet, and hence this energy on a mental level. Like, what can I do to make ends meet? How many things can I do to make ends meet? Financial situation might be really, really tough, and you might be in this situation because of the past choices that you've made. You might not be looking at your finances in a very objective way. When it comes to money, emotions do not help that much. You have to be very practical, very, very objective. And the cards are showing me that if you're trying to make ends meet, if having money is a struggle, like holding the money that you have, if it's a struggle, then you might have to sit down with yourself and make a list of what the needs and the wants. Okay, wants can wait, needs cannot. Needs are like food at least once a day, and medicines, if you are sick and if you need medicines, doctor appointments, and school fees, bills. Okay, things which cannot wait are needs. Like, for us, for our basic sustenance in this society, we need to meet certain needs, to pay bills, to go to school, or to bring groceries, to eat food, and in general maintenance, life survival maintenance. Those are needs. And wants could be like wanting a big TV, or buying a new car, or having the fancy shoes or clothes or whatever, which can wait. Fancy clothes, I'm not talking about regular use clothes, but I'm talking about expensive designer brand wear. And with this card I also get that there is an element of show off. Okay, I'm not saying that show off in a bad sense, please don't get me wrong, showing off not in a bad sense, but like I'm more getting the energy of peacocking, where you want to stand different from the crowd, and you want to attract attention probably towards how you dress, and you want people to take a second look at you. And you could be on social media. Okay, you could be a social media influencer or somebody like that. You want people to look at you, and as I told you, there could be many things. As I'm speaking, I'm getting more ideas. But yeah, in general, there there is a very scattered energy, like there is no channeling of your mental energy towards one thing, and that's making your emotional energy like blah. Okay, you don't know where to put your emotions, because you know where you put your emotions, that is where your energy goes strongly, correct? But you have to decide where to put your uh, uh, emotional energies. Okay, and for that you have to streamline your thoughts, make a list of the things, prioritize them, and then you then act on them. When it comes to your finances, yes, make a list of the priorities that you have, and then channelize on how to meet them, and then you will be directed towards the proper action that you need to take. And since your mental energies and emotions are like blah, and mind is like headless chicken running all over the place, and when it comes to acting, you might do 5 minutes of work here, 10 minutes of work there, half an hour here, and probably 2 minutes there. This is not doing justice to anything regarding your finances. Okay, make priorities and tick them off one by one. Okay, if you have to say probably make $10,000 this month, then work on that, focus only on that, and don't go into your side hustle where you are trying to make an extra $5,000. This is just a random example. Okay, it might not even have translated well. It sounded very nice in my head, but I don't know how it translated. But you get the general idea, correct? Like you have to prioritize that this is my priority number one. I am going to work on this for this amount of time, and I'm going to get this done. Yes, now once you're done with that, put that aside. Priority number two. And if they are long term priorities, say like if they are like long investments or whatever that is you're doing, then prioritize certain amount of energies that you will put in planning those things. Okay, planning those things, acting those things, like these days of the week I will focus on these things from this for an hour. Okay, and these are the priorities I will focus for the rest of the 2 days. One day is my rest day, something like that. Planning on how you will approach your finances will also help you in dealing with the chaos that you're going through when it comes to taking action. And mostly this chaos is like internal. It might not translate into action. Most of the times it is like you may get up, go to do something, then change your mind and go do something else, but other people might not notice it as much as you are noticing currently, and this could be creating a lot of frustration within you. And from this card I get that you have a lot of different priorities right now to act on. Okay, it's not with other people, it's within yourself. You are unable to prioritize things, what to act on and what not to act on. And having said that, let us come to the next question, like what aren't you noticing it, what more do you need to be okay. So there is going to be an offer. It's not going to be a really big offer, but this offer will make you feel good. Okay, this is a nice feel good offer, but when this offer comes, uh, don't jump on it right away, I would say. It might sound really good. What kind of an offer is this? What kind of an offer is this? Will it be good? Okay, so this offer. Someone may offer you a very sweet deal, or so it may seem. Do not get into the deal unless you have all your facts right. Do not jump into something which you haven't given some time and some research, uh, because this investment may create a long term pain and mental agony to you than anything else. So when this offer comes to you, probably it will be in a few weeks. So whenever this offer comes to you, make sure you examine uh, the offer first, the person who is offering you, how the deal is, and talk to few people who might have taken this deal, and then make a decision based on your priorities. The list that you have made, like your financial priority list, does that fit, does this offer fit your financial priorities? And even before you get to your priorities, even before you think of jumping in, make sure that this deal is genuine. Okay, or I think this, even if this deal is genuine, just check with your list of priorities if this deal, you have space, time and energy for this deal. Okay, this opportunity, this could be a work opportunity, and I think it's going to make you feel good in general, and not in the long run. For the short, like it can be something very small, but that can cause you some mental anguish if things are not thought through well. Okay, you have to make a decision based on your uh, what your research and your past experiences and the bandwidth that you have to go with all of these things. Okay, that is very very important. And is there anything else, is there anything else that pile 2 needs to know about their finances? Is there anything else that pile 2 needs to know about their finances? Okay, so you might feel that finances are getting restrictive, especially when it comes to spending on yourself. Okay, you might have to depend on look at situations where you might have to take a small loan, or probably this is talking about that small loan which you might want to take, but think why you want to take this loan. Is that necessary? Can you do without it? You have to go within yourself and then decide if this is something that you want to do. Okay, and I feel like it might be very tough whether with this loan or without this loan. If you take this loan, then also in the long run it is going to cause you some mental anguish, and if you do not take this loan also, there could be very restrictive, um, things could be financially slightly tough, like where you might have to depend on other people or depend on a loan or something. And it all comes down to, why do you need this loan? Why uh, why even apply for this loan, or why have you applied for this loan? Looks like this might actually come through, but yeah, make sure that this is the right thing for you before you even jump into it. Okay, so let's get to the advice cards. So the first card is from Whispers of Lord Ganesha. It says courage. So courage is all about your willingness to look within yourself and facing the things that you are not facing as of now. And that takes the most courage, to look at our own flaws, to look at our own shortcomings and accepting them, and being okay with them, and to be willing to change what we can change, and willing to do what we can do to better our own inner circumstances. So this card, here Ganesha is riding a lion. Okay, and to ride a lion it takes courage, and you have to have that inner strength and calm to be able to tame a beast, correct? So unless you have that, see, one of the hands of Ganesha is caressing the lion's head and keeping this lion calm. So here you are riding your fears. So compare your fears to your lion. So how do I make ends meet? The frenetic energy which I was talking to you about in this card, okay, this. So you have to bring your awareness up. You have to make yourself more in control of your thought process. You have to make yourself more in control of what you can do currently to improve your circumstances. Once you get into the driver's seat, and then you can hold down your fears, and hold down your fears not in a wrong way, like not in a way that you're suppressing it, but in a way that you're taming it, okay? And your fears are also a good compass on where you are at in life. And if these fears are getting the best of you, then it's always good to seek a professional advice regarding whatever that you're going through. So that might not be a bad idea. Or if you have a friend or a confidant who will actually guide you properly, not throw you under the bus, or not someone who will just encourage you to do the things which are not good for you, and have a chat with them. And even before having a chat with somebody else, have a chat with yourself. Sit with yourself, sit with your fears, try to face them as much as you can. And if you need support, please seek some professional help, which can be really, really helpful to you in the long run, okay? And the next card is repetition in life. So lessons in this life and in subsequent lives are repeated unless you learn from them. So have you been in this pattern from a very long time? Do you see this happening with you over and over again? Have you been in these situations with different set of people in a different job, or with different investments, or in different kind of business, or a different kind of business circumstances, or different kind of life circumstances, but the sort of lesson that is coming through is constantly the same thing? For example, how can I say that, in relationships wise, some people tend to like to be with people who are not available, okay? And they learn it with every person that they shouldn't go behind the people who are not available. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, it could be friendships, it could be anything. So and they learn it, they think that I shouldn't go with people who are not giving back the same emotions to me, and then they again meet certain set of people, or just that one person who will again treat them the same way, and they will be in that loop. So what they need to learn is to become more independent, like not not seeking completeness in the company of others, seeking that completeness within themselves, and to be able to tame their own fear or loneliness response that they have within themselves. So this was a very random example, but how are you doing financially? And what are the lessons that have been repeating for you from the past till now? What is your spending pattern? That is what I want to ask you, okay? Because what do you spend on? I'm not saying that you should never spend on your wants, but if meeting ends is a struggle, then what are your priorities regarding your finances? And that is something that you need to think about. And from these cards, I don't get that it's a major difficulty. It is a difficulty. I'm not saying it could be an annoying problem to have, and it could be a short-term constriction of money. Okay, it is not like life. It's not like a crippling circumstance. It is a short-term constriction, and if you do not prioritize, and if you do not make some well-informed, well-researched decisions, you might actually putting yourself in this situation of financial confusion or difficulty for a longer time. Okay, and if this spending pattern becomes sort of solid, then this could lead into major issues later. So whatever that is, I wish you all the best. If the reading resonated with you, please give me a like, share with the people who might be interested. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your continued support. Let's move on to pile 3. Sorry. Hi pile 3. So this is your reading. I will just take these cards out, and this is Amethyst. Amethyst is all about your spiritual connection, mental clarity. So I get that you guys, pile 3, are a lot in your headspace. Like, there are plans, probably you want to solidify them in action, and you have a long-term vision of something, and you want to make those things happen. And with Amethyst, I think that you were also slightly, not slightly, most of you could be spiritual in nature. I don't mean that you're a ritualistic person. It's just that spiritual bent of mind. You might be interested in a lot of, spiritual books and growing spiritually, something like that. So this when you meditate on this Amethyst, it can clear a lot of fears and mental confusion. And when I say meditate, what I mean is that if you choose a crystal, then keep it with you 24/7 for 2 weeks, so that your energy and its energy sort of enmesh with each other. And after that, hold that stone and meditate on it at least for 5 to 10 minutes every single day. And when you do that, you connect your energies with the crystals, and then you can program the crystal in a certain way to help you in your life's journey, in whatever juncture you are in at that point of time. You can use that crystal to bring in those energies for you. For example, if it is Amethyst, it brings you a lot of mental clarity, clears fears, and also helps you in connecting to your higher self. When I say higher self, you can call it the universe, you can call it God, you can call it goddess, or spirit guides, or whoever. So this Amethyst is a beautiful stone. It brings a lot of healing energy on a mental spiritual level. So use this stone for those things. And yes, let us get to your reading. First I will pick advice cards, and then let's go with the tarot reading. So for the advice cards, for pile number 3, for highest healing and highest good of pile number 3 for their financial situation. Just want one card. I think I'll go with this. Wholeness. I hope you can see that. And keep in mind that this is a group reading. That is, many people can watch this reading, and there could be messages which will resonate with you, and there could be messages which won't. Please take what resonates. Do not force a reading ever. For the highest healing and highest good of pile number 3, please give them advice regarding their financial situation. For the highest healing and highest good of, I think I'll go with this card. So now let's start with the tarot. I'll read these advice cards in the end. So from the advice cards that I got, I think I get the word chatter. Is there a lot of talking going on around you regarding your finances? Like, not within yourself, it could be within yourself, but are there a lot of people talking about your finances in general? Like how you manage money, how you spend it, and what you spend it on. Are there people who are giving you constant advice? And or is it that you are giving people constant advice, and are you constantly telling people on how to manage money and how to spend, on where to invest and what to do with money? Is that something you're doing, or you could be working in the finance sector itself? Okay, and that's probably why you speak about managing money to other people. If that is the case, good for you. If not, then advice, you should charge for the advice that you're giving, and you should charge the people who are giving you, and you should ask people to pay you for giving you advice. Okay, it's a win-win situation. And for the highest good and highest healing of the financial situation of pile number 3, how are they approaching their financial situation on a emotional, mental, and on a level of action? 3 cards, please. How is pile number 3 approaching their financial situation on a physical, mental, and emotional? It's okay. I want a clarifier, which I'll take. It's on an emotional level, and on the mental level, like feels like calm. On a mental level, okay. Oops. Okay. And on a physical level. So yeah. Looks like pile number 3 this card is repeating from pile number 1. You can check that out if you are interested. There could be some messages for you there as well, but let's continue. On an emotional level, you feel like you had a lot of options which were feel good before, but now it's like either you have chosen, you have made a choice, or there could be a situation where you feel there is no choice. Okay, and let's come to the mental level. On a mental level, we have 2 cards. The first pile number 1 and pile number 2 had only 1 card, but you guys have 2 cards. Anyways, so something ended for you, like some opportunity that you were looking forward to with a lot of hope. Probably the daydreaming and the emotional feeling was about that. Like something will come through regarding work. Like there could be people who would be offering you might have been looking forward for some work, and that probably didn't come through, and probably you were counting on that very, very strongly. And I'm getting a vibe of a work opportunity here more than investing financially. It could be financial investments also, but I'm getting more of a work vibe here. And probably there was a job that you wanted to take, and you probably interviewed, or probably there was a business deal that you wanted to get, business opportunity, especially if you're in the products side. If you are selling some products, and probably you had spoken to some vendors who would be interested. They might have seemed interest, they might have looked that they as if they were interested, but looks like you have lost hopes about that coming through. We don't know if that is still coming through or not. Let us see. And this message may not be for everybody. It could just resonate with 1 or 2 people who are listening, so take as it resonates. So the business deal or the work opportunity that pile 3 thinks is not coming through, what's happening to that in reality? What's happening to that opportunity? Okay, let's come to this. I'll just keep it here. So, on a mental level, you think that it's gone, done and dusted, and all the hopes, all the joy, all the great dreams that you had about this opportunity sort of, went, and you do not see this, but there was a work opportunity. This is what I'm getting. The work opportunity which you had a lot of hopes and dreams for sort of ended. And is it coming through? So probably not in the way that you thought. It could be a very unconventional way, and it's not saying that it will not come through, but it might be in your plain sight. You might not even recognize it, and some you might not even have explored this place. You might think that if you're selling a product, you might think that why would this vendor even consider having a product like mine, because what they sell is totally different from what I have. Or it could be that these vendors, they will not be able to house my product because probably the demographic does not you might not be interested in buying this product where the store is, or where these people sell. The demographic, those people who come to buy in general might not be interested in my product. Or if it's a service, then you might think that let me not even go there, because people of that sector might not be interested, or they might not be able to understand what my service is about. So you might have approached certain people who looked interested, but now you think that interest has ended. But the card is not saying that interest has ended. Okay, the card is just saying that the interest that they have in whatever you are trying to do is very unconventional, and that might not, you and they might have some ideological differences, is what I am getting here. And you are approaching somebody who has a totally different ideology regarding what you're trying to sell them. And I'm making this reading more about a business opportunity or a work opportunity, because that is the strongest vibe I'm getting. But if it's regarding investments, say you want to buy a house, or if you want to buy some mutual funds or stocks, or ETFs, or whatever that is that you're interested in, wherever you want to invest, you might have spoken to a few investors. You might not have gotten a real good response, and probably you might have had some losses, like severe ones, heartbreaking ones, backbreaking ones to deal with this card. Okay, and or probably you perceive that it's not like it has actually happened, it's all in your head. Okay, and there is a huge disappointment here as well. That's what I'm seeing, like, but there is, not all opportunities are dead. It's just the ideological differences, or probably you have not explored these areas. These areas are somehow, you are a very conventional thinker. This card is inviting you to think unconventionally, break your own mindset, and think different, think fresh. And you need to think in a very an unorthodox manner when it comes to your finances. Okay, on a mental level. And whatever opportunities that you thought might be over might just come right back to you once you just break the boundaries that you have put around yourself. Like, on an action level, you are really scared to jump into action because you don't have certain clarity. Probably you are very hurt by, disappointed, I'm getting the word disappointed more than hurt. You are highly disappointed with some things which might have transpired. Okay, and like, all the hopes and dreams that you had might have come crashing down, and that could be putting you in a place where you don't want to do anything at all. Okay, you want to just heal your wounds first, and then
even for you to think about doing something, it might be extremely scary, and this message might not apply to everybody who's watching this file. It can only address one or two people. And yeah, so that is and in general for this file, I would say that there is some hesitation because there are a lot of factors which are unknown to you, but the unknown factors do not come to light unless you walk down the path. Try it. If it's a work thing, say for example, if you're offering a product, say you're selling pickles, so unless you go and hustle a little bit and try to sell it to different kinds of people, how will you know where you can market this, how you can market this, correct? So you there are risks. This card is also speaking of risks, and there are risks in whatever you are trying to do, but sometimes thinking unorthodox, it might not be the usual route that you take. Okay, think outside the box and do something really small. Always go with your inner guidance. Okay, think about it, come to the right decisions, and if it's important and if you think someone can help you decide better, take a professional help or professionals help, or talk to a confidant or a friend who can guide you regarding this. Okay, who can brainstorm with you, especially with unorthodox ideas, the things which you can come up with to market yourself well. So think of that in these lines, and see how it goes for you. Okay, your fears, like, it's just the unknown. You don't know what will happen next or how the outcome will be. But what I'm strongly getting is, unless you put yourself out there and try a few things, you will not really know what is for you and what isn't for you. And also from the cards I'm getting that start small, whatever that is. It's not about risking big, it's about risking smart. Okay, for that you have to sit with yourself and decide what you're willing to risk, how much of risk you can afford financially, whatever is safe for you, go that route. Okay, even in that safe zone, take only a little amount out and then try it and see how it's working out. If it isn't working out, you know that this route is not good for you. Okay, and what isn't pile 3 noticing yet? What is still hidden from pile 3? What is pile 3 isn't noticing yet? Okay, so this card speaks about a lot of hard work which you will need to put in. Okay, if it's about, I see that your investments will bear fruits, your hard work will certainly bear fruits. I'm getting this very strongly from this card. Like, you might think currently you might feel extremely defeated. Okay, so defeated mentally that you don't even want to take one more step towards your dreams and hopes. I am getting a very strong business work vibe here, so I'm sticking with that, but you can apply it to your finances as well. But it will be a lot of hard work. It will feel like you don't have time for anything, no breather time. Like, when will I finish these assignments, or when will I finish all that I have to do to get what I want? And I'm also getting that you aren't noticing that your efforts are actually sprouting benefits. It's just that you're so focused on uh, the ground, you are unable to look up to see what's coming, what your efforts are bearing already. It will, all of your efforts is now every single effort will become something beautiful tomorrow, every single thing that you are putting your energies to. But you shouldn't give up, like, giving up energy here on a mental level. As I told you, don't even want to take one more step because you're so heavily disappointed regarding something. Probably this was your dream project or something. That's what I'm getting. Okay, you had pinned all your hopes and dreams on this, and then something didn't come through, something did not happen, and you feel so disappointed, so disappointed that you don't want to focus on anything else. There are opportunities, okay? It's just that you are not looking in the place where you need to. Like, you have to have a unconventional approach towards things, and then it will be a lot of hard work. It's not going to be easy, okay? And your focus needs to be on your goals, and when you work like that towards your goals, your every single effort is going to bear fruit. You will be successful, but it will take a lot of hard work. I don't get that you don't want to work hard. It's just that I'm just getting that this could be just one person or a few people. You might have had some idea that you really wanted to come through, and probably that deal didn't come through, that job didn't come through, and you are just, it's like, no, I don't want anything else. If not that, I don't want anything else. But the cards are saying, no, you just have to think different, think unconventional. You're just too very narrowly focused. Don't be so rigid, don't be so orthodox, or don't be so rigid. That's what I'm getting. Don't be so rigid. Put in the effort, put in the hard work. What was missing from your previous, what was missing from your previous projects, or what was missing from your previous ideas? Think about those things. And don't be afraid to try out new things, break out the barrier and try it. Don't go all big, go small, try a little at a time, see the response. Okay, you have to break the monotony here. Probably it's your own mindset that you have to overcome, and once you do that, your efforts will actually bear fruit. But you have to overcome this disappointment that you're so heavily feeling. And the advice cards on your finances, wholeness. So this color, the color of the card is green, which represents your heart chakra. As you can see, Ganesha is holding two of his hands centered at the heart chakra right here. And here it is all about the love you feel for yourself and the love you feel for other people, how you receive and give love, whether it's for yourself or for other people and from other people. And this card is asking you to acknowledge that you are whole, you are not incomplete. And talking in the context of your reading, just because something which you had pinned all your hopes and dreams and wishes on probably did not come through, or probably did not come through the way you think it should have come through, you are heavily disappointed. And this card is encouraging you to know that no matter what you have and you don't have, you have everything in you to make you feel whole. You don't have to depend on the circumstances, situations, and other people to make you feel whole. The moment you realize that you are complete within yourself, you are love, and you are made from love, and you are here to give love and receive love, you will start to understand that these are hurdles which you can get through. Okay, this is just a temporary phase, and this I'm getting very strongly. This is a temporary phase, and you are just licking your wounds right now. You might have been hurt. Take your time. And this card also calls for healing the heart space. Okay, if you are emotionally extremely hurt by some major disappointment, take your time to heal. It's healing is also a process. It takes a little bit of time. Stay patient. Okay? And then let your heart space heal. Let your disappointments heal. And then you will see new ways to emerge. And this card is silence, says learn the language of silence. It speaks more than 1,000 words. So from this card I get that start staying with yourself silently. Don't give in to a lot of mental chatter, and the one way you can do that, and which is a very famous way, is through meditation. Okay, of being mindful of your own thoughts. And the more you observe your thoughts, the more silent your mind becomes. And once your mind becomes silent, if you practice that, you will come up with better, newer ideas, and you will start feeling better emotionally and mentally very fast. So this card speaks of that in general. For your reading. Okay, like you have to go within yourself, find that silent space within you, and focus on your heart space when you're meditating, because this is where you store empathy. If you don't want to share your empathy for anybody, share it with yourself. You need it right now. Okay, and you have to acknowledge that things happen in life, and for that you don't have to beat yourself down, neither do you have to blame other people. Certain situations do not play out as we want, and they can be extremely disappointing, they can be extremely painful, but that does not mean that everything has ended. Opportunities there are opportunities. Okay, and there will be a lot of hard work. It's not going to come easy, the success that you are seeking. So understand this, go within, stay in silence. And if you're speaking a lot about your ideas, and if you're speaking a lot about how you want to go ahead, and how painful your past experience was, and if you're just going about talking to people of all those things, this card is asking you to stop it. And rather than speaking to everybody else, and rather than speaking to yourself also, you might have done that a lot in the past, I think this card is asking you to give it a break. Okay, things happen. Things always do not work out as we want. Sometimes it is a detour, it is not a disappointment. You just have to think in a fresh, different way, come up with some unorthodox new ideas. And once you do that, I think you are great. Okay, you will find something really, really nice, and really something fresh. Okay, but it will not come before some hard work. Sit with yourself. And here with this card, with the previous two piles, I got that they might need some financial professional financial advice, and some financial someone who can guide them soundly regarding their finances. But with this card I get that, sorry, not this card, but with this pile I get that you are your own guide. You just have to listen to yourself in the silence of your heart. So once you start listening to your heart, whatever your heart is saying in this cards, let's get it. Once you get to your heart's voice by silencing your mind, you will get the guidance that you're seeking. And if you are the person who guides other people regarding finances, okay, instead of just talking about the knowledge that you have, go with your inner experience. Once you start explaining people, and once you start guiding people from your own experience, what has worked for you and for other people, and what you have seen success in, and once you guide other people with that, you will find a lot of success. Okay, and for that you have to listen to yourself first, listen to the heart space, listen to your own inner guidance, and that is the way to your success. I wish you all the best, very best, pile number 3. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I wish you all the good luck in whatever venture that you are working on. I wish you great new opportunities. thank you for coming back and listening to the reading again, and thank you for your continued support. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you feel like, please share it with other people who might benefit from this reading. And thank you so much, and let me know what you feel in the comment section. Thank you so very much. And thank you everybody for your continued support and for watching this reading. And I wish every single person who has come here to see this reading and might have benefited from this. I pray to the universe that it blesses all of you abundantly in every which way. Thank you so much.